Hey everybody, welcome to Live on Wednesdays. Today we're going to talk about the connection between the gallbladder and the liver. Everybody, welcome to Live on Wednesdays. Today we're going to talk about especially the connection between the liver and the digestion. So first things first, the gallbladder is, of course, the partner to the liver. In traditional Chinese medicine, every organ has a partner. And the gallbladder's partner is the liver. Its purpose is to store the bile that is produced by the liver and is therefore that link between liver and digestion. So when everything is running smoothly, when bile is produced and excreted regularly, then digestion is like at its optimal, it's at its best. However, when the liver becomes overburdened or stagnated, then the bile delivery becomes impaired and you can end up feeling uncomfortable. I mean, I'm sure there's many of you out there who have felt the bloated factor. Let's just put it out there, the bloated factor. So something else to be considered, some of the other signs of gallbladder and liver disharmony are abdominal distension, bloating, belching, bad breath, flatulence, indigestion, constipation, vomiting. All of these things can be considered gallbladder liver disharmony. In other words, they're not working well together. They're not playing well together. Let's put it that way. Now, something else to be considered. Have you ever had discomfort in your tendons or your ligaments, i.e. carpal tunnel, plantar fasciitis, things of that nature? This is another area where the liver and gallbladder partnership plays a huge part. The liver cleans the blood of the toxins that have been deposited throughout the day from the organs and from the sinews or your tendons and ligaments. So at night, the gallbladder pulls the blood away from the sinews, from the tendons and ligaments, and draws it into the liver where the blood is cleaned. And again, this cleaning process is normally done during the night. The liver detoxifies the blood, and that detoxified blood then nourishes those tendons and ligaments. It is then the gallbladder's job to provide the qi, or that energy, for proper movement and control. Now, if the gallbladder is not ready, it's not relaxed for this nightly task by 11 p.m. In other words, if you ate late and it's still working to try to digest that food that you just ate, then it can't do its cleaning job efficiently. And in turn, the liver cannot efficiently detox and cleanse that blood either. So this can then result in poor sleep, muscle aches and pains, and fatigue. So not only do the liver and gallbladder share a close, physical proximity, but as partners, they also share emotional characteristics and disharmonies. Now, if you remember, the emotion that's the most closely related to the liver is anger. So that means the gallbladder is going to share some of those same emotional characteristics. Now, when the gallbladder is in balance, however, it serves as an anchor for decision making. And, an anchor is like, if you think of a boat, an anchor is something that holds it steady, holds it in place, doesn't allow it to go this way or that way, to sway or to float. So for decision making, it's an anchor. Now, what does that exactly mean? So when it comes to the process of deliberation, it'll help with these decisions to be clear, decisive, acute, focused, accurate, and resolute. There'll be sound judgment to help maintain yourself, your decisions when you are confronted with difficult situations or conditions. It's that anchor. It's not going to allow you to be, like this, up and down. So that's when the gallbladder is in balance. So what happens when the gallbladder has a deficiency or an excess? In other words, it's either up here or it's down here. So a gallbladder deficiency can contribute to indecisiveness. Maybe you're fearful about choices or the outcome of those choices. It can contribute to procrastination, hesitation, timidity, a lack of courage. This is not to be confused with cowardice. They're not the same thing. All right. No initiative, no assertiveness, poor self-image or self-esteem. Now, when there's gallbladder excess, too much, and when I say too much, I mean like too much energy trying to flow at the same time. That can be the cause of anger, can contribute to anger, impulsiveness, holding on to resentment, making rash decisions, overly concerned with the small details and forgetting about the whole picture, what the whole picture is. Other common symptoms associated with the gallbladder could also include eye problems, like painful, itchy, red, dry eyes, floaters, poor night vision, blurry vision, yellow eyes. Could be headaches, dizziness or vertigo, ear problems like poor hearing or discomfort. Maybe right-sided pain or discomfort, such as chest or lateral rib pain, hip pain, pain or rigidity on the right sides of the legs or on the sides of legs. Another common issue can be sleep problems. Maybe waking easily and frequently, unable to return to sleep, feelings of insecurity, timidity, easily frightened, spontaneous sweating, palpitations. All these things contribute to poor digestion. Because if the gallbladder isn't functioning right, that means the liver isn't functioning right. That means you're not digesting, which means you're not going to sleep, which means you're going to have aches and pains in your muscles and your tendons and your eyes. It's like a domino effect, so to speak. So there was a doctor of Oriental medicine. He describes the liver and gallbladder relationship this way. I kind of like it. He says the liver, known as the general, creates thoughts and ideas. It plans and strategizes. Okay. The gallbladder is the general's advisor. He implements the liver's plans and oversees their execution. So if the gallbladder is in disharmony, it's going to affect the liver and vice versa. So there's a few things that people can do to support a happy gallbladder. You might try avoiding some of these foods, fried foods, because gallbladder doesn't like things that are greasy, lots of oil, heavy in oil. So fried foods, highly processed foods like donuts, pies, and cookies, whole milk dairy products like cheese, ice cream, butter, and fatty red meat, like beef, so forth. So I like to say that a happy liver is a happy gallbladder, and vice versa. Also, being able to identify and remove toxic chemicals in your everyday life is kind of crucial, because what does your liver do? Your liver detoxifies the blood. Your liver detoxifies your body. When we're breathing things in or putting them on our skin breathes all that in. It absorbs all those things. So whether it be personal care products, lotions, air fresheners, things of that nature that are manufactured, artificial chemicals, these are things that are toxic to your body, and they are hormone disruptors, and there's a whole long list of things that it can contribute to, including many diseases. So finding ways to identify and remove those toxic chemicals makes the load of your liver lighter, which then makes your gallbladder happier and lighter. That its load is lighter as well, vice versa. And there's great ways, I have if you haven't looked at it yet, I have a free guide on my website of how to figure out what some of those toxic chemical triggers are. But that is the gist of today's live. And I hope you walk away with something that was beneficial for you today. Now, go be awesome.